Hey guys, I'm Morgan Myles, and you're listening to Hank's Corner.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of Hank's Corner. I am Hank Jr., part of Hank Jr. Productions, where I'm documenting life's moments through photography, videography, and now over 100 episodes of podcasting. And if you saw my last episode, you would have seen KDO, and you know that she's going to be performing Freedom Jam USA, the SeMo version, which is taking place on May 20th of this year. And now I get to have the headliner of that show. Not only is she the headliner of Freedom Jam, but you may recognize her from being one of the finalists on The Voice, as well as being on the Grand Ole Opry stage. And now I get the honor of having her in my little corner. Please welcome to the show, Morgan Myles. Morgan, how are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful now that I got you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, my pleasure. And usually I like to tell everybody right up front, and they follow me. They know I'm broadcasting from a little place in Tampa Bay area. Where are you actually calling in from today?
Today I'm actually home. It's
Look.
It's a Tuesday here. No, it's a Monday. See, I don't even know what it is. I just got back from Ohio, but I am in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm home.
Yeah, and I've seen, because your schedule is very busy. I mean, we're going to talk more about that and how busy you are. So I do appreciate you coming on, but it's great to be home, isn't it?
It is. It's the best. I think it's like my favorite vacation destination right now.
You probably go to it as much as other people, vacation outside of their homes. It's just kind of the nature of the beast when you're doing all that traveling. But you've actually been in Nashville quite a while, correct?
Been in Nashville for now 18 years. May will be 18 years. I've put my time in, Hank.
Yes, and we're definitely going to talk about that. You definitely have a great story, and I know it starts back out there in the Pennsylvania area, and I got some roots out of the Philly area, which I don't think that's exactly where you were in Pennsylvania, but I do have some notion about that. But first thing I want to talk a little bit about, because Brian Judy with Freedom Jam kind of helped set this up for us. And, you're going to be out there headlining with a couple of people. I mentioned KDO, my good friend Taylor Hughes, who's been on the show before, and Austin Dixon, Christie Huff, which will be later on. I'll have them. Tell me, what does, because the Freedom Jam kind of stands for, giving back to the veterans, giving back to the first responders. What made you want to do this show?
I have for a very long time supported, the efforts of our veterans, our military, our first responders. They don't get enough credit. People take for granted their freedom every single day. One of my really close friends that he started this, he is a vet now, but he served, and he started a thing called the Human Hug Project, and we would go to VA hospitals and hug our vets as they were coming in and out, and it's statistically changes their day. It changes anybody's day to get a good hug, but also to feel appreciated. And he's done so much work with the military, and really it was his way of healing from a lot of PTSD. And my song, my official video for Sanctuary, is all about PTSD. And actually the actors, they're not actors, they're actually real current military that's in that video, and I still talk to them. And music for one of them is really, really therapeutic for him, and I'm just so glad he was willing to be in this video and confront PTSD and everything. So for me, I'll do whatever it takes, like, and to help this cause. And so I have Freedom Jam on the 20th, and the following week on Memorial Day I'm actually flying to LA Fleet Week and singing for the military on Memorial Day on the USS Iowa ship. So anyways, I'm very, very passionate about this, and again, any way that I can help. I mean, I feel like I don't do enough, to be honest. So I just appreciate being a part of this great cause. And when I can combine music and good causes. That's why we were given this gift. So I just want to say thank you.
Yeah, and I know you had a connection to it, and it's great that you get out there and, like you said, use your gift for that because it really does mean a lot in many ways. Like you said, something as simple as a hug, but then music in itself is very powerful. And I know that every time that I go up there, I'm not going to make the May event, but I'm going to be out there in the September event. But every time I go out there, I see and I talk with the veteran, and it just they're enjoying it, and when you get to hear stories, I think I enjoy it probably a little bit more than they do, because not only do I get to show great artists, but I get to hear some of their stories, and it's always a wonderful time.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Some of the coolest events that I've ever played have been military events. One was in Texas during the pandemic. It was 7 Purple Heart soldiers, and we went out to a ranch, and I sang around a campfire because, again, it was kind of pandemic protocol. Instead of something that was like traditionally a big ceremony, it ended up being so cool because they started singing and telling stories. And I was like, man, what a magical night. A night that was supposed to end at, like, I think 9 p.m. went to 1 a.m.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's moments like that you're just, man, I'll never forget that. So yeah, I can't wait. It's
Yeah,
going to be a really special event.
and it makes it worth our while, because obviously you want to make a living in the entertainment business and that sort of thing. But when you get something like that, and there's other things too, is when people come off stage and talk about how you inspired them, that also means something. But things like this, you'll never forget stuff like that. So if you're out there in the Missouri area on May 20th, you're going to want to check out the show, and definitely want to check it out, because Morgan Myles will be headlining it. And one of the songs I'm assuming that you're going to be singing there is going to be one of your latest songs called Hallelujah. Tell me a little bit about that song.
Well, Hallelujah is my favorite song when people ask me, and it's just my favorite song ever written. I think I was very, very honored that the show, The Voice, since I was on The Voice this last season, they let me sing it for my blind audition and premiere the entire season. And now it's got like 13 million views. And I swear it's a God thing, because this song just means something to everybody in a different way. And it travels with you through your life. And, I'm just so happy that it's resonating on such a deeper level, because I feel like in order to deliver that song, God has to work through you, because you've been through something, and I've not had an easy road, and a lot of us haven't. Everyone's going through something. So this song just pulls people to a deep level. And yeah, I love singing it every single time. I'm singing it all the time. So I really just love it. And we shot my video at the Ryman, which kind of brings together the Opry debut. So yeah, it's a very, very special song to me.
Yeah, and I have to agree with you, because it's been one of my favorite songs, for a while. And to hear your version of it, and hear your voice, and the power you bring behind it, I mean, I just love it even more. So I'm going to go ahead and play Hallelujah here on Hank's Corner.
Well, I heard there was a secret chord that David played, and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do you? Goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, and the major lift. The baffled king composing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Well, your faith is strong, but you need it proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty in the moonlight overthrew you. She tied you to a kitchen chair, she broke your throne, she cut your hair, and from your lips she drew the heart. maybe I've been here before. Know this place, I've walked this floor. I used to live alone before I knew you. I've seen your flag on the marble arch. Love is not a victory march. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. 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 Oh, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Maybe there's a God above, but all I've ever learned from love is how to shoot at someone who outdrew you. It's not a cry you hear at night. It's not someone who has seen the light. It's a code and it's a broken hallelujah. 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 Oh, hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Welcome back to Hank's Corner. I'm Hank Jr. here with my special guest, Morgan Myles, and you just heard Hallelujah, one of the songs that she sung on The Voice. And that was, like you said, it was the opening song. And tell me a little bit about it, because it was a 4-chair turn, first of all. One of them was blocked. But tell me from your perspective, how was it? Because like you said, you had to kind of fight to get that song to be able to sing it. And then tell me, once you got up on stage, how you felt, and when people started turning around, how was that?
Well, I didn't have to. I did my casting with the song, like I sent in a video, and it wasn't. So when I got to the next level or whatever, and you knew that you were going to have the audition, that Hallelujah wasn't on the list, but they said, what are your top 3 songs that aren't on the list that you would love to sing? And I was like, Hallelujah. Can I put Hallelujah? Hallelujah? So when I got Hallelujah, I was just like, oh, thank God, because this is such a Morgan song for me, that I felt like I could just truly still be an artist and a songwriter vibe. So it wasn't just like, oh, I'm singing a cover. That was always my biggest fear of going on a show like that I couldn't sing my originals. So this song, again, it means the world to me. So I was really glad that I got that chance. When they started turning around, so you can't hear the buzzer, thank God. I just focused on this little light and I was like, I didn't want to think about, like, say, the game aspect. I just wanted to deliver what I could control, because the minute I would go down that hill, I mean, it was 3.5 weeks of us being cooped up for this 90 seconds. So I was like, Morgan, you just need to focus on what you can do. And what you can do is try to really do a good job. So, because the producers kept asking me, like, who do you want to go with and everything. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to think about it. I just want them to turn. So, but once when they turned that fast and what they all had to say, it's just like, I wish I could recorded the entire thing, because they ordered they did such an edited version of what they all had to say, and what they all said just meant so much to me. Like I said, I have been down a long, long journey, and I absolutely love music. And I think this is my mission in life. And I don't know who I would be without music. So to have these veterans that are so talented and I felt very understood, and it validated so much of my discouragement and disbelief that I had been through a really tough, a lot of ups and downs. And so it meant a lot to me. But the show was definitely an emotional roller coaster, but I feel like the show itself the Voice and the crew, they were all very much behind me. They really were constantly just being like, you really know who you are as an artist, and you keep making these arrangements like they're just so you. And I couldn't believe how much creative control I had. And it was fun. I was like, man, I'm working with like the best of the best. I remember I was at the Grammys this year, and I ran into some people that had worked production on The Voice, and they're like, Mars, and it was so cool. I was just like, this is like real, you know? And like they were putting on Lizzo's performance that night. You're just like, this is cool. And it was, you know, I just hope we continue to grow and build this crazy journey in a great way, and keep, you know, getting people to come out to shows and listen to music. So I
Yeah.
have no regrets.
Well, good. And you said that, you know, they cut out a lot of stuff about, you know, how they really admired you. But what they did leave in, obviously they have to leave in, is when somebody blocks another artist, in this case, Gwen was blocked. That says a lot in itself, to say, hey, you know what? I don't want somebody else to grab this artist. I want to do that. And that's ultimately the artist you went with. Tell us a little bit about, you know, who you picked and why.
Well, again, they all said such wonderful things. I love how the show edited it, that like I was really tossed up between like Blake and Camila, but like honestly, like I feel like Blake wasn't the right fit for me because of just being a female in country music, and I'm not just country. I am like at heart like an alt country. I'm on the edge. I'm a songwriter. I'm soulful. I'm Americana. I'm roots. And I know that's a bittersweet thing, but it is just me. And she kept saying, well, Morgan, you're your own lane. You know, she nailed like everything that I wanted to be understood by. Like, we'll just be, if you want to be Morgan, I can help you with that. And she felt more of like a team mate that would really be passionate about me. I also loved her personality and her energy, and we're very much alike. And I love the fact that Camila, like, she fought for me in a really good way. And, you know, I just knew that we were going to connect. Like, I had so much one-on-one time with her, and her, if you look at her numbers, like, I went on the show for a marketing platform. I didn't want to win. FYI, guys, I didn't want to win. I know that sounds crazy, but I didn't want to end up in that record contract.
Right.
Because I want to choose my own team. I want to choose my own cheerleaders. And I've just been in this business too long to know how that works. So, anyways, and me and Camila even discussed that the day of the finale. She's like, you don't want to win this thing, right? And I was like, no, we're sitting in her dressing room, and just, it was just nice to have just like a friend guide me through it. And she had been on a show herself. She came in third. She's doing pretty good. Who won that year? I don't know. But Camila Cabello is a global star, but she has so many followers and fans. And I knew if I went with a female, like demographically, who would be really more of like my fan base. So I took in all that account just to go like, well, what do I want after this show? To me, it was always like, this is a platform for the rest, you know? So I know that's kind of businessy talky, but that's like my thought. So that's kind of what went on in my mind. I just wanted to have this outlet that could reach the fans. And I knew like The Voice has what, like 8 million people watching on Mondays and Tuesdays. I can't afford that kind of promotion without that. So, like, I just thought it was time for me to take that risk. And I really fought for my storyline and getting things out. Me and Camila really teamed up in the best way we could to pick the right songs and arrangement wise. So, yeah.
And it definitely paid off for you. And, you know, it is great to hear some of the backstories that go on, you know, not only just with the editing, but like you said, you had a definite reason for going in there. And because I know your story, I can see why. You know, a lot of people don't realize, you know, why are they going on The Voice? Most people just think that they just want to win it. But with your story and everything that you've been through, you know, I get it. I get it why you want to control over your own thing. Now, shortly after The Voice, here you are on the Grand Ole Opry stage. So now from one big stage to another big stage, how is this now?
It just was, again, I need I needed that validation, that encouragement. And it was so nice to have Nashville behind me. I've put 17 years into this town and I have a lot of supporters here. And I made a few phone calls and I said, do you think it's my time yet? And my friend Jen Treisler goes, I mean, I hadn't even gotten home yet. We drove 2,000 miles back. And she goes, well, can you do it at the Ryman January 6th? And not only was I getting the bucket list of my Opry debut, but it was at the Ryman, which is very rare. And it was just so special. I had so many people from so many facets of my life fly in, you know, and it was so nice getting to sing my original songs. And then I got a standing O for Woman of My Word, which was written after a really, really, really hard time. I almost gave up. This manager was so rotten, so toxic. He won. I mean, in the sense of like, I was such a shell out of myself. So I wrote the song Woman of My Word as a reminder of myself to fight. And I got to sing it up there with so much conviction. And, you know, and then everybody stood. I was in tears. And then Vince Gill was the headliner of the Opry that night. And we just sat backstage and talked for a while. And he was so encouraging. And then at the end, he like brought me back out and we danced and the curtains closed. Like he didn't have to do that. It just felt really good. I mean, I still get chills. It feels like it didn't happen. But
well, it's definitely a dream for most people. And, you know, you're right. Vince Gill is definitely a great guy. And what a way to end the show by doing that. And, you know, we're going to go ahead and play two songs. I usually don't do that here on Hank's Corner, but I'm going to play the two songs that you sung there on the Opry, which is Women of the Word and Sanctuary. When we come back, let's talk a little bit about your story on how you got to where you are.
Sounds great.
Some days it's hard to believe love at all, yeah. I know salvation is real, and I'm in your arms. Even in the darkest night, you shine a light, and I know inside. Oh, sanctuary, your love is the only shelter I need. Yeah, yeah. Oh, sanctuary, yeah. So tonight feels pretty darn good. Here we go. Said he needed to break me, build me back up. Just trying to change everything he said he loved. All the time he spent talking, I guess he never heard. 'Cause I said I wouldn't take it, and I'm a woman of my word. He took all my secrets, held them over my head. I trusted him to keep them, use them against me instead. Spent his energy controlling me, I guess he never learned. 'Cause I said I wouldn't take it, and I'm a woman of my word. I'm not afraid of lonely, not ashamed of who I am. I know what I deserve, and I know that it's a better man. 'Cause damn, I know my worth. And one thing's for sure, I won't take any less. 'Cause I'm a woman of my word. Come on. Yeah, yeah. Said you knew what you were doing, told me that you'd change. Said that if I came back, it wouldn't be the same. But I can't keep on forgiving and keep on getting hurt. I made a promise to my heart, yes, and I'm a woman of my word. I'm not afraid of lonely, not ashamed of who I am. I know what I deserve, and I know that it's a better man. 'Cause damn, I know my worth. And one thing's for sure, I won't take any less. 'Cause I'm a woman of my word. Yeah, woman of my word. All right, here's the good verse. Still gonna build that house by my parents' place. Still gonna have those kids, gonna use those names, and all the plans we made, for better or for worse. Well, I'll be doing them without you, 'cause I'm a woman of my word. I won't take any less, 'cause I'm a woman of my word. Thank you guys so much. This has been amazing. Thank you. Oh, wow. You're gonna make me cry. Thank you guys. I love you. You just made the best night of my life.
Welcome back to Hank's Corner. You just heard Morgan Myles there on the Grand Ole Opry stage. Of course, I am your host, Hank Jr., part of Hank Jr. Production. I'm documenting these life moments through photography, videography, and podcasting. So, Morgan, take me back to when you were a little girl. I guess, what was it, like 3, 4 years old, and you start playing the piano, and all of a sudden you're getting this attention. How did you get from there to where you are today?
Oh my gosh, that's like way long-winded right now. I'm gonna try to Memorize it. Yeah, I started taking piano with my mom because she actually, it was this piano behind me. She just wanted, it for decorations apparently. But I started sitting down and playing, and my mom was like, "Is this good?" to my dad, and she was like, "Maybe I was just biased." But yeah, there's no one really musical in my family, but my parents were so extremely supportive, still are. They're my rocks, they're my everything. I wouldn't be here without them. But we started this crazy battle of figuring out the music business, and we were 3 hours away from New York City. So I started writing there. Terrible songs, by the way. I remember I was really into dance, did a lot of dance competitions, Star Quest. I mean, there's so many bad baby pictures out there. I call them baby pictures, but unfortunately, they're all ages for Morgs. I was into musical theater. You name it. And then I ended up going to Berklee College of Music my first year. But during that year, I was coming back and forth from Nashville because I had an opportunity with Sony Nashville. And then they said, in order to continue like working with you, would you consider moving to Nashville? And I was like, yep. And so I transferred to Belmont, and I continued to get my music business degree. During that time, I was interning for a lot of interesting labels, including Taylor Swift. Who would have thought this would have blown into, I'm like, every day, I'm like, she just came to Nashville. I'm like, what the heck? I was like, it's like massive. Anyways, and then as soon as I graduated college, literally 2 days later, I get an opportunity to go on the Reba tour because the opening act was an RCA. It's a label in town. She needed a utility background singer. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. So I ended up on that tour for a while, learned so much. But I quickly learned that I was like a road musician versus developing myself as an artist, and I needed to be in town. So I ended up nannying again. I nannied through college. I ended up nannying for a woman that had ALS, and she had 2 young kids, and 2 months turned into 8 years. She passed away 3 years into that. But during that time, I was writing and raising 2 kids, and just going through a lot of stuff in life, as far as like my grandfather passed away of brain cancer, and then soon after my cousin he got brain cancer. And so my writing got really, really definitely more spiritual and depth wise, and I just kept diving more into that space because I just can't seem to like sing light fluffy stuff. Not to say that's not, people love that, but I needed my outlet, and obviously for me music is therapy, and I reach people on a deep level, and I feel like that's my thing. So yeah, after years of that, and I've been on the road probably full time as a musician now, I want to say 7 years. And I signed with the management company that I thought was going to be the right thing. And then, woo, that was bad. That was bad, bad, bad. And just adding to that novel that I'm eventually going to write. Took me 3 years to get out of that toxic situation and fight for that album therapy. So go get the album therapy, because, man, it took me like, I think officially, once it had started, it was like a total of 3 years of this music kind of sitting, and and then we released it January 2020. So all the tour dates were canceled right after that. So then 2021, I started working with this booking agent that was non-exclusive, that would just get me on the road during a crazy pandemic. And then she started committing fraud and stealing from venues and bands. It was crazy. I've never seen anything like this in my whole life. So that bellied up right to that casting of The Voice, because I went, why not? Why don't we see what happens here? Because it just seems like I just keep running into some really bad people. And that's kind of what happened. It's not been the easiest road, and granted, it's all very long-winded, but I'm here
Right.
now, and I have amazing music that's ready to go, and some really exciting things that I'm about to be able to announce. Just can't yet. I'm on the road constantly. I've been opening for my buddy Drake White, who I've known for 15 years. And it's a great fit. So yeah, like just check out morganmyleslive.com. There's a lot of shows I'm headlining, especially in June up in New England. Braden Lape, who was on the show with me, my little buddy, he's going to be
Mm-hmm.
opening for me. But yeah, we're hitting the road pretty much nonstop for the rest of the year. And honestly, my agent today is already booking 2024. So it's busy. I love it. I'm so blessed. I'm just glad that people resonated with the show. And but there's a lot to come from me. So I can't wait.
Yeah, and you kind of joke about the novel, and maybe you'll do the novel, but this is definitely movie made material right there as well. So don't stop at a novel. Go for the full thing. But you talk about a lot of the hardships, and obviously you had some good things along the way as well. And I can tell, like you said, when you talk about not having fluff or whatever, I can really tell that it inspired your music, and I think that it came out really great. Like you said, a lot of these things are a God thing, and maybe that was just kind of part of what you had to go through to come out with some of this great music. And you've had some good people along the way, you've had some bad people along the way. So for the bad people, let's just go ahead and play a cappella. When we come back, we'll finish things out.
No, it didn't take no time to get you off my mind. I thought that your goodbye would leave me lonely in the silence, 'cause you sure put a number on me. But boy, I never missed a beat. I'm singing a cappella, me, myself, and I. Solo feels so right without you keeping time. I don't need your minor chords, 'cause I don't need to cry no more. Oh, some things just don't sound that good together. I'm better a cappella. I'm better a cappella. Hey, yeah. Sometimes misery don't love company. No, your heartstrings, sorry, don't add to my melody. No, you can cry me a river, you can write me a symphony, but that want your background noise don't mean anything to me. No, I'm singing a cappella, me, myself, and I. Solo feels so right without you keeping time. I don't need your minor chords, 'cause I don't need to cry no more. Oh, some things just don't sound that good together. I'm better a cappella. I'm better a cappella. Let me break it down for you. One mic, spotlight, center stage. One heart, one voice wailing away. No, I don't need you holding back my groove. I'm better cappella, me, myself, and I. Solo feels so right without you keeping time. I don't need your minor chords, 'cause I don't need to cry no more. Some things just don't sound that good together. Hey, I'm better a cappella. Hey, yeah. I'm better a cappella. Oh, yeah.
Welcome back to Hank's Corner. I am Hank Jr. here with my special guest, Morgan Myles, and you can catch her headlining Freedom Jam USA, the SeMo version, on May 20th out there in Missouri. And so, Morgan, just for a little bit at the end, I always like to know a little bit other stuff about the artist. Now, you don't get much free time. I know that. None of the artists ever do because everything is music, 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 music. But when you do get some free time and you get to relax for a little bit, what are you doing, and like what are your hobbies, and how do you relax?
Well, number one, my teddy bear, my little sweet Lassapoo. He's my everything. I love just being outdoors. I am a Leo, so I need to be in the sunshine all the time. Like even like just I can't be in the venues all day. Like we'll be loading in so early. I'm like, okay, I need some light. So I like to go work out at Orange Theory. I do hot works. I don't know if you guys know that, but it's working out in an infrared sauna. I just like doing all that stuff that just makes you feel really good. And when I'm home, I live on a lake and we go water skiing and hang out on the pontoon. Again, outside. Anytime I can be outside, I'm happy. So honestly, that's the bulk of it. Like just being outside and hiking. Like for Mother's Day, mom's like, I just want to go hiking. So my family's very active.
That's definitely great. I always like the outdoors, and maybe it's because I'm a Leo too. I never realized that maybe that's why I like doing all this adventure stuff.
Sunshine, sunshine.
And when you're out there, outdoors and traveling on the stuff, obviously you're listening to music. You're on my playlist now for the Hank's Corners playlist. But what is currently on your playlist? What is Morgan Myles listening to?
I've really been digging into Wilder Woods, the lead singer of Need to Breathe. I love his stuff. It's so cool. I'm a big fan of like Anderson East, of course, Brandy Carlisle. I've been listening to Caitlin Smith's new record. Yeah, I don't know. I bounce around. I'm a big Grace Potter fan. I also like Nicole Gallion just put out her record for the first time, and she's a big songwriter in town, and it's great. Lori McKenna's records are always great. So yeah, I would say it's kind of like that. I mean, before shows, oddly enough, I listen to classical music to calm me down, and then I pump it up to Frank Sinatra. So I'm all over the place. It's all about a mood thing. If I'm on the boat, I want to listen to like reggae, Bob Marley, and just feel the vibes. So it's all about, I don't know. And if it's like dinner time and I'm cooking, I want to listen to like Motown. So I'm all over I'm all over the board. Obviously, I have all my country loves and I know a lot of them, and I love that Lainey Wilson, who's a friend of mine, is just killing the game. I still can't get over Heart Like a Truck. Just well-written songs. I think that's where it all starts for me. It's just a really, really well-written song, and I'll just play the crap out of it. It's annoying. Like, I'm a song person. Like, okay, that one we're going to listen to like 25 times now.
Well, you definitely sound like a fun person to hang around with. And you mentioned, cooking. I always have to at least bring food up at least once in my podcast. You did it for me. So what are some of the things that you're cooking? Do you have a specialty?
I'm obsessed with like protein bowls, like Greek, like, okay. My friends will laugh because I'm like, you only need 5 ingredients or less, or because you don't need that much. If it's good ingredients, you don't need more than 5. So I love like good grilled chicken, like charcoal chicken, jasmine rice with all like fresh vegetables, and I make my own like lemon dressing. All
right.
grill the like pita bread. Oh yeah, with some hummus.
That sounds good. And while we're recording this podcast, I haven't eaten dinner really yet, so you're definitely making me hungry. So
oddly enough, I think that's what I'm gonna make for dinner. So
Now, like you said, and we're posting as we go through this video, we're posting your tour dates up there, which you could also find on morganmyleslive.com as well as your social media. Now, I know you came to Florida at the beginning of this, but you didn't quite make it down to Tampa. So, maybe one of these days that you will. But, for those that may see you somewhere else, or we hope that they're going to see you maybe at Freedom Jam, what should somebody expect from a Morgan Myles performance?
Well, definitely high energy. I can't wait for you guys to hear my band. They're awesome. They're just so talented. And it's always a funny thing. I love to tell the stories of the songs and places and get you guys involved, singing along, dancing along. I won't let you sit still. So just get ready.
All right. Well, I'm definitely upset that I'm not going to make it to the Freedom Jam show out there in May. It just doesn't work with my schedule. But I'm going to have to find a way to, catch up with you somewhere. And, hopefully, you, like I said, with all these bookings that you're going to be doing, maybe you'll come further south in Florida.
I know. Yeah. Because I know today it was some show in Florida. It's a theater for fall. I'd want to say close to maybe Orlando. So maybe if you give me some suggestions, we can make our way to Tampa.
Well, I can definitely give you suggestions in Tampa or Orlando, and Orlando is only about an hour, depending on traffic. It could be 3 hours away from Tampa, but and of course, if you ever want to be a guest on Hank's Corner, you're more than welcome to do so. Morgan, I had such a great time with you. Good luck for the rest of the year. I know you're going to be doing a lot of great things, and I can't wait to see them all.
Sounds good. Thank you for having me. See you guys at Freedom Jam.
When the needle falls down on the vinyl and the grooves don't even move me, when I can't turn off my mind, you flip a switch and get me high. 4 walls of silence can be so lonely. Lying next to me, I'm safe as I can be. I can let go, yeah, and fall apart, 'cause you're my rock, strong as stone. When my world is out of control, the way that you heal me, when I'm down to desperately, when my soul needs a remedy. Baby, you're my therapy. Ooh, yeah. When the proof in the whiskey don't fix me, and a buzz ain't enough to numb reality, and worrying's like walking around waiting with an umbrella when there ain't no rain. And Lord knows I can be my worst enemy. But you make me love myself in a way that I never felt. I'd be lost if you had never